Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be doing the Quarter Year Crisis book tag. No one tagged me in this, but I did want to do it. I did do one last year and I just enjoyed doing this particular tag, mostly just to kind of see how my reading, see where I'm at in my reading for the year, all of that. So that is what we're going to be doing today. This will possibly be one of the last videos that I will film here in this corner, which is a little sad, but life has been a little bit crazy the last couple weeks. The house that we're in right now is a rental, and the owners are needing it for someone else. So we're needing to get out of this house, but even on top of that, we have made the decision to move back east to the south, in particular South Carolina. There's a whole lot that went into that decision, but it is where we feel God is leading us, and yeah, we won't be moving until the end of this year, however, but we still have to find a new house temporarily until we move to South Carolina. But thankfully the Lord provided, and I think we'll be moving next week sometime, which you guys will be seeing this hopefully tomorrow on Monday. So yeah, next week is when we're hopefully going to be moving, and I'm not sure if I'll be filming any more videos before then, but yes, there's a little big life update for you, but we should probably just go ahead and get started on the questions for this tag, so this video doesn't get too long, because I am known to ramble. Question number 1 is, how many books have you read so far? I have read 28 books so far. I did do a reading recap of the first 25 books that I read this year, and I'll put the link here or in the description, so you guys can go watch that if you haven't seen it yet, just to see where I'm at in my reading. I am hoping to do a April recap, but again, we'll see if that happens in all of the craziness of moving. But yes, 28 books so far, and I'm almost done with my 29th. Question number 2 is, have you already found a book you think might be a 2024 favorite? If not, what was your favorite book you read that wasn't quite 5 stars? Here's the thing. I have had a few 5-star reads this year, but I don't know that they're going to be my favorite of the year, if that makes sense. If they're not my favorite, why rate it 5 stars? Because I think the book deserves 5 stars. But again, I don't know if they're going to be my top favorite of the year. If I would have to pick a favorite of the ones that I have read so far, it's a toss-up between Book Scavenger by Jennifer Burtman. I'll put the cover here, which I do actually own a physical copy of now. I found it at the thrift store the other day and I was very excited, but it is packed up already in boxes, so I can't hold it up for you. And so yeah, it's a toss-up between that one and A Midnight Dance by Joanna Davidson Politano. Those are just a few of my 5-star reads this year, but I'm not sure which one is my favorite, or if it's going to be the favorite of the year, if that makes sense. But they're both really great. Question number 3 is, any 1-star books or least favorite book of the year? I don't have any 1-star books, but I do have a 2 to 3-star book, which is probably my least favorite. And that one would be The Uncommon Reader by Alan Bennett, and I did talk a little bit about it in the recap video. It was a fun story, just a little bit of content that I didn't love, and it also didn't really live up to expectations, so yeah. That one would be my lowest rated book of the year so far. Question number 4 is the most read genre so far. Surprisingly, it is actually fantasy, but only because I was reading the Ilian Chronicles, and this is Christian non-magical fantasy in particular. And then I guess Victoria Lynn's Chronicles of Lyra books are kind of fantasy-ish, I guess. So yeah, surprisingly, that is the most read genre so far. And I've loved them all, so not mad about it. I just, in case you're new here, I don't really read a lot of fantasy. Because I'm very picky about what kind of fantasy I read. But anyway, there we go. That's a little surprising, actually. Normally my most read genre would be historical fiction or historical romance, so there we go. Question number 5 is a book that surprised you. I'm gonna go with The Wild Robot by Peter Brown. I read this one for mid-grade March, and yeah, it was recommended by Chantel, and otherwise I probably wouldn't have ever picked it up because it didn't really seem like my type of books. Robots terrify me. Just like, can we not have robots, please? So yes, this one surprised me because I actually really enjoyed it. It was a fantastic story, and overall I would recommend it myself. So there we go. Question number 6 is a book that's come out in 2024 already that you want to read but haven't yet. So here's my problem. I rarely ever read books when they first come out because my TBR is already so massive. I'm still playing catch up from years past, so I rarely read books as soon as they come out. So new books aren't necessarily always on my radar, except through the other booktubers here in our little community that are always informing us of the new books that are coming out. But in the back of my mind, I'm always like, okay, yeah, I'll get to that at some point in the future. A few times, every once in a while, I'll see one that I'm like, I have to read that now, but most times that doesn't actually happen. So I just checked just to see which ones have been released already this year, and this is only based on authors that I have already read. So one would be Joanna Davidson Politano's newest book, The Elusive Truth of Lily Temple. I love Joanna's books and I have a lot to catch up on, so that would be one that I would also want to read. And also Karen Whittemeyer's newest book, If the Boot Fits. And then also The Deconstruction of Christianity by Elisa Childers. I love Elisa's books. This is one that I actually own and I had pre-ordered it, but I haven't gotten to it yet, so yes, those are 3 options. Number 7, one goal you made that you're succeeding at. So I don't make a lot of reading goals. The only goal I technically have is my Goodreads reading goal, and that is to read 100 books this year, which is kind of just the number that I set every year, and I haven't made it yet, so who knows, maybe this year is the year, because I feel like I've done pretty well with that actually. I mean, just within the last week I've dropped 2 books behind, but I feel like that'll be easy to catch up on because I'm almost finished with one and I'll be starting another one soon. So yeah, I feel like I'll be able to catch up on that one really quickly. So it feels good to actually be on top of that goal because this time last year I was not anywhere close and I had already fallen behind a lot. So yes, that is one that I feel like I'm doing pretty well on. Okay, then question number 8 is one goal you made you need to focus on. You know what? I did kind of have just like a mental goal in my head that I need to read more of my physical TBR. And that is one that I'm not doing so great on. Mostly because I was reading on my Kindle through this year, and most of those were through Kindle Unlimited or through the library. There were a few for my physical TBR that I actually found on either on Kindle Unlimited or at the library, so I was able to knock out a few of them, but it's still an overwhelmingly long list of books that I need to read off of my physical TBR, so that's definitely one I need to work on. And then question number 9 is new to you booktubers for 2024 that you would recommend. I was trying to think. The most recent one that I have found is Morgan from Morgan's Endless Bookshelf. I feel like she's been around for a while, so I'm sorry, Morgan, but yeah, I feel like I'm also playing catch up on BookTube and just haven't really been around, obviously, with a newborn and everything, and have a lot of videos to catch up on, honestly. So, yes. But that is one that I have just recently found. I love her honesty and just her bubbly personality. I've really enjoyed her videos since I've discovered her, so I would recommend everyone go follow her. But yes, I think that is it for this tag. Let me know what your answers to these questions would be in the comments below, or if you have done a video, link that down below so that I can go watch them as well, because I love watching this particular type of video as well, just to catch up on everyone and see where they're at on their reading journey for the year. And I'm also not really going to tag anyone. If you haven't done this one and you want to do it, then consider yourself tagged. But yes, I think that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.